I'm Jim Collison, and this is the Wellbeing at Work with CliftonStrengths podcast recorded on April 21st, 2022. In this CliftonStrengths podcast, we'll look at the strengths, insight, and action planning items from Appendix 1 in the Gallup book, Wellbeing at Work, one theme at a time, and today's theme is woo. If you're listening live or on our live page, gallup.com/CliftonStrengths/live, there's a link right above me there. Take you to the YouTube page, sign in, and join us in the chat room. If you have questions after the fact, you can always send us an email, coaching@gallup.com. Dr. Jacqueline Robinson is our host today. She works as a Gallup Learning and Development Consultant and was and is the primary contributor to Appendix 1 in the Wellbeing at Work book. And Jacqueline, always great to have you. Welcome back to the last one that we'll
Thank
be recording.
you. It's our last. Thank
It
you.
is.
It's great to be
We'll
here.
do a wrap party, so it's not quite over yet. So if you're listening to the podcast and you're like wrap party, yeah, there's one more podcast for you to
Yeah.
listen to. But
Perfect for woos.
for sure, it's a
Come
woo
on. It's a
exercise.
social experience.
That's right. Let's do this thing. So let's get started with the definition.
Yeah. So if you lead with woo, the woo theme loves the challenge of meeting new people and winning them over. They derive satisfaction from breaking the ice and making a connection with someone.
And how does this relate to you, and how does it relate to others?
Ooh. So if you lead with woo, how it relates to you is that you get so much enjoyment and a boost to your well-being when you can spend time socializing with other people, friends, family, or colleagues. The way that this relates to others is you have a way of making people feel warm and welcome.
Mhm.
So if they need a boost to their well-being, let's just say they're having a bad day, you have that ability to just infuse this warm, welcoming, happy feeling that gets them energized again.
Woo is 2 for me. Should be 1. Right during
Yeah,
during the pandemic, I had
it's
this
tied.
phase. I had this phase that I went through, and I was like, actually, my relator is moving up. But as we're coming back, I'm like, nah, woo's still there. It's still leading the way. That welcoming bit, it's interesting. That's the job I do here. And then,
Mhm.
some things like at our church, I am the service host, right? I love
Oh, what a
emceeing things.
great
I love
position for
that
you.
ability to just say, "Hey, welcome. Glad that you're here. We're so glad to be a part of it." And I genuinely feel that way. I mean, it's great
Mhm.
to have a chat room. It's great to be with people. I love to facilitate the conversations in there. I think sometimes we miscategorize that as and I think from a success standpoint, we miscategorize it as the party. It's the they love a party. Well, no, no, no. I mean, yeah, I mean parties are fine, but it's much but from a success
Mhm.
standpoint, I think its success lies more in influencing and
Mhm.
moving. The welcoming is so that people will come and stay, right? They,
Yes.
for whatever reason, come and stay and be a part of what we're doing here because this is important, right?
Yes.
Come and stay and listen to the podcast. Come and stay and be a part of this, whatever learning piece we're having. I'm not the expert, but I can gather people and make them feel welcome so they'll stay.
Agreed.
I think that's the success factor in Woo, and it gets miscategorized a lot of
Mhm.
times, right?
It does.
And yeah, let's spend a little time in thinking about how does it thrive, and then how does it struggle with well-being.
Ooh, yeah. Thriving is when you have someone high in woo and they're able to connect with people throughout the day. Um, when they're able to make those connections between one person and another person, when they're able to bridge departments together, when they're able to bridge different friend groups together. Struggling is when this person almost feels like they're just kind of shut off from the world. They don't have that
Mhm.
opportunity to interact with others. They don't have a way of bringing people together, but it feels more autonomous and almost lone wolf in nature, meaning you're just kind of
Mhm.
alone in the world.
I have a ranger one, and those two play together very, very nicely. And taking groups and multiple groups and putting them together, and with maximizer three too,
Hmm.
putting them in ways they can be effective. Like you're
It's
seeing
so
large
good.
projects and figuring out how all the pieces fit together for maximum productivity, and then how am I going to influence people? Because since I can't actually do anything,
Hmm.
how can I never get anything done? How can I influence others to actually get the work done? a pretty great combo that way it works for me. We want to spend a little bit of time in Appendix 1. We've got some ways of tying this directly to well-being and a little framework Jacqueline put together for us. So, Jacqueline, what do you have for us today with Woo?
I did career well-being. So for career well-being, this person experiences a boost to their well-being when they meet people for the first time. They need to be in a job where they are regularly interacting with many new people. And at this point with the pandemic over the last couple of years, this is where Woo has had a time to shine because it's not just new people, it's any people. So many folks are experiencing social isolation and they're looking for ways that they can create camaraderie on the team again or
Mm,
build connections on the team. And Woo is just great at that.
mm. You reminded me of a job that I had before that I don't do much of anymore. I'm kind of missing. I was the host for new people that would be at Gallup. So their first day, they'd come in and I have
Yeah.
a little tour and I'd walk around showing some stuff,
Oh
right?
my gosh, that's so perfect for you.
Isn't it great? Like, I had
Yes.
this thing all set up. We'd walk around, talk about these things, and this is what
You're
Gallup
so
does, and
perfect
here's
for that.
Don Clifton's top 5 and all these things. So,
Yes.
yeah, I haven't, those got moved on, and it's great. We've got other people doing them. It's more scalable that way, but I do kinda miss that role of being the tour guide.
Mhm.
You know, another 50 of the 50,000 retirement jobs that I kinda think, "Well, when I go to retire, maybe I'll be a tour guide," right? That would fit in.
Tour guide, store greeter,
It's super great.
church
Yeah.
greeter. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, just permanent greeter anywhere. We have 4 other elements and examples of for the other elements of well-being available there for you as a resource in the back of the book. Check it out in Appendix 1. We also have a framework we've been talking about all season about how does this relate to others? So as you think about supporting others, how can Woo support others?
Yes. If you are a manager or leading a team, you can help make connections across the organization when an employee is seeking a thought partner or an employee is seeking a partner to support them with a project. Again, you have because you have that awareness of who is sitting where and what roles they play, really good at making those connections for your employees. And if you are a team member, team members have done this really well over the last couple of years that lead with Woo, where they're looking for opportunities to create social events or experiences for the team, whether it's an on-site or whether it's hybrid. They want to be able to kind of pull people together for a common goal or purpose. And it might just be socializing. It might be let's connect together, let's make it engaging, and let's talk through a goal or priority we might have. And then if you are an individual, I've seen many folks with Woo, again, now that we're getting into this return to work phase, get really excited about return to work in the sense that if it's hybrid, there's going to be some social experiences where you can meet in person and connect with each other. And that just really brings things to life.
Mm.
Um, what else would you add as an individual high in Woo, Jem, that
Uh,
supports you and your well being?
Give it an example, just the other day, I've got some friends that I wanted to make sure that or they would be at work when I was
Hmm.
there. Like, it's been a little struggle to get
That's a
everybody to come back on the
good
same
example.
day, so to speak. So I said, "Hey, buy you some Starbucks, your favorite Starbucks coffee if you just, meet me here at 8, 8:30 or whatever." And so I took the
Yeah,
order of a couple folks I wanted to spend some time with and made sure I had coffee
that's
available for them.
good.
Right? Just that opportunity,
Yes.
give them an opportunity or a reason kind of to be there for it. So for me, that
Great
meets that
example.
individual well-being need of that of being again, being to kind of being together and influencing them in a way. For me, I know we're trying to encourage more time together. And so from an
Mhm.
organizational standpoint, that meets the need of the influencer that's in it. Needs
Mhm.
to okay, I've got in a very personable way, I've got 2 people to come back and feel more comfortable coming back. And so just providing that kind of that again, it's almost like a host job. "Hey, come back.
Yes.
I'm
Warm
gonna
and
host."
welcome.
Yeah, "Gonna host a little party. Let's sit and talk," right? Kinda deal,
That's
and to make them feel
brilliant.
more
That's and
comfortable.
I love that you just brought that up because for any managers that might be listening in or coaches, if you've got someone with one on your team, that might be a way, that they can
Yeah.
feel more encouraged to come on site too. If no one else is on site is, well, might I suggest just ask
Mhm.
your other folks if they can come in or I just love that. It's a good
Yeah.
example because there's a lot of leeriness for some still of getting into the workplace. But if they have someone like you that's a friend saying, "Oh, yeah, come in, let's have some coffee together," it starts to ease them into that.
And remember, it's not winning from a competition standpoint. It's
Mhm.
not that I win. It's this idea. I like this. It's that's influencing
Mhm.
to move them in a positive direction, right?
Mhm.
I win when I
Yes.
influence them, right? I think sometimes that's miscategorized too, is that winning I oftentimes get people say, "Where's competition for you?" And I'm like, "No, it's all woo." And I don't care if we win or not. I just want them to be there. Like,
Yes.
I just want them to be a part of what we're doing. I just wanna influence those groups to be a part of something, right? Whatever that is. So in Appendix 2, we have a
I love that.
framework to work through. Let's walk through that framework with Woo. Jacqueline, what do you have for us?
Mhm. Ask yourself, how can I spend more time with a friend or colleague today?
Mm,
Ask your team members, how do we show our support for each other's well being? And take action. Mix social time with physical activity. For example, take a long walk with a friend so you can motivate each other to be healthy. And I've seen that in the workplace as well, where you might have someone high in woo that's encouraging people to come together and they do walking meetings or they'll
yeah.
go play tennis on the weekends or have a yoga session.
I have drug people along to corporate cup events or trek up the tower, right? Or these well-being events where we can be together and be active. And
Hmm.
it just fits again, it just fits that influencing role of, hey,
It
let's
does.
all meet here. Now, once we get there, I'm worthless, but the getting them
You got
there,
them there.
I need a strategic or disciplined partner to actually carry through the thing that I got them there for. But so as we
Such a
kind of
good thing.
close this up, Jacqueline, any other final thoughts that you have or encouragement that you'd have around Woo?
Um, I think woo is has a natural just attraction to social well-being. They hear social well-being, and one of our recommendations is to spend 6 hours a day socializing with people, family, friends, colleagues. Woo just gets it. They go, yeah, why wouldn't we? We recognize that when you enhance social well-being, that can also enhance other elements of our life. One person mentioned in chat just they're great community builders. So whenever you have this social well-being in place, you feel a sense of community. To your point, it might be a physical activity. So now we're tapping into physical well-being. It might be I'm bringing the sense of community into the workplace. So we're checking the box on social and career well-being and increasing productivity. There's a lot to be said about woo. And to your point, sometimes folks might just say, oh, they just, want to win people over. No,
Mhm.
they're really good. They recognize the value of social well-being and they encourage it. And that ends up having a cascade effect on other elements of people's lives. So there's an intentionality behind it too. I would
Yeah.
end on that.
I'll end on this that even in the financial well-being space, I have a whole presentation in my head that I've put together around how to participate. We have an internal Gallup stock program that you can
Mhm.
for employees they can purchase into. And so I have a presentation I put together because I want us all to be on this together, right? And so it's just
Yes.
a great way to influence, to move, and in some cases, in this case, to win. I want to win them to the program, right? I want them to say,
Mhm.
"Hey, come in and be a part of this." It's important to me that this is an important thing that we do, regardless. That's just one example of that, right?
Mhm.
In and how that improves our career well-being. So I think a great opportunity is that as well. Well, with that, we'll remind everyone to take full advantage of all the resources we do have available now in Gallup Access. Head out to gallup.com/CliftonStrengths. Hit the resources tab, and there's a search button there. You can type that in and uh, check out all the resources we have available for you. For coaching, master coaching, or becoming a Gallup certified strengths coach, send us an email, coaching@gallup.com. Stay up to date with all the webcasts, gallup.eventbrite.com. There'll be plenty more coming. And there's a whole bunch out there right now. Even though we're at the end, there's a whole bunch coming up. So you might want to check that out so you never miss a live episode. Join us on any social platform by searching Clifton Strengths on Facebook in particular, facebook.com/group/call to coach. Although Facebook's so last year, maybe we need to do a
Yeah.
TikTok,
TikTok.
TikTok
It's
group,
the it's the rave now.
moving the certified group to TikTok. That'd go over well. Thanks for listening today. We'll, if you're listening live, stay around for a little bit of post show. With that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.